Do you ever pick up the Dollar Tree window clings and wonder what to do with them besides putting them on your windows? I'm going to show you how you can turn them into beautiful pieces of home decor. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Liz, and in today's video I'm going to take the Dollar Tree fall window clings. They have so many out that are so gorgeous, and I knew that I had to use them in some DIYs. So today's video is full of 10 DIYs that you can make using Dollar Tree fall window clings. I hope that you guys love them just as much as I do. So without further ado, let's jump in. For this DIY, I grabbed 2 of these wooden tag signs that you can pick up from Walmart. I want to say they were around $3 or $4, but I picked them up quite a while ago, so they're in my stash and I needed to use them. And then I'm going to take this scrapbook paper that you can get from my website. The black and white checkered one is in the, I want to say, the Hello Autumn collection kit, which is sold out at the moment. You guys have bought them all up, but I have more coming in next week. So get on the wait list for that, and I'll send you an email as soon as it's back in stock. But this green paper is available in a single sheet, so you can go on and purchase that right now. But I'm going to just cut those down and Mod Podge them to the front of my tags. I'll take an X-Acto knife and cut off all the excess hangover from the paper, as well as cut holes where the holes are at the top of the tag. And then I'll take this Hello Autumn window cling that I just thought was so gorgeous. This is one of my favorites from all the window clings that they have this year. And I just put a little bit of Mod Podge on the back. I didn't go too crazy with it, but I made sure all the sides were really saturated. I'm going to put that on my green tag, centering it over on the right side. And then I just make sure that's all nice and stuck down. I took some hot glue, added it to the back of my green tag, and then lined up the 2 holes with both tags. I took some of this white rope that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I looped it through both of those holes, tied a knot at the end, and that's it for this one. I think this turned out so adorable. You could hang this in the middle of a wreath. You could just hang it on your door. You can add it to a shelf, so many different things. But this one is by far my favorite DIY of today's video. You could also embellish it even more with some ribbon or some more of the other window clings, but I thought that the simplicity of this DIY was perfect. Popping in here really quickly to let you know that my fall craft kits are now available on my website. I have tier tray kits, shelf sitters, 12-inch door hangers, lots of fun fall crafts that you can paint and put together and make your own and show it off in your home. So I'll leave my website linked down below. It's just moredecalanddecor.com. You can check them out down there. For this DIY, I took one of these large cutting boards that I picked up from the Target dollar spot a little while back, and it has still been in my stash, so again, I needed to use it up. And I added some washi tape to the top portion of my cutting board because I wanted to do a 2-tone look. And I'm going to paint my bottom portion in 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in white. Once that's all dry, I took the washi tape off, and then I wanted to give it a little bit more of a distressed look. So I took my sandpaper, went around all the edges, and then lightly went over the entire front of the cutting board. Next, I'm going to take one of these pumpkin window clings. Again, these ones are so beautiful as well. Their window clings this year were so much fun. I loved them so much. So I just added a little bit of Mod Podge to the back of that one. I'm going to lay it down on top of my cutting board, and I kind of centered it over to the right side as well. And then I went over the entire thing with a coat of Mod Podge over the window cling and over all of the white paint to make sure that nothing chipped off. I took some burlap ribbon along with this yellow trim that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to layer these on top of each other, just hot gluing them in the back. And I just centered them right in between where the white and the natural cutting board meet to cover up that seam. And then to finish off, I'm going to take some twine. I'm going to layer that on top of my 2 ribbons, and I wrap that around twice, tie it in a double knot, and then tie it in a bow. And that is it for this DIY. I think that this turned out so pretty. I don't know what it is. I've been feeling very simple lately. I've been loving the simple projects, the simple looks, nothing too busy or too crazy. And I just think that this one turned out so cute. For this DIY, I'm going to take one of these square signs that I found at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take some of this paper that you can buy as a single sheet on my website, and I just traced this out on the back, cut it out, and then I'm just going to use a glue stick to adhere this onto my sign. And then I'll take my window cling. I loved this one. I love the color of it. I love the saying on the front. And I am going to add this to a piece of thick cardstock paper. Sometimes when you add these clings to pieces like with scrapbook paper, something that's not a solid color, it kind of blends in and you can't see it as well. So I add it to the back of some white cardstock, and then that makes it a lot more visible when you add it to your sign. I took some of this Dollar Tree ribbon. I just hot glued it at the bottom of my sign, and then I just added some more Mod Podge to the back of my window cling and cardstock, and I'm going to center that onto my sign. And then to finish it off, I'm going to make a twine bow just by wrapping some twine around my 2 fingers about 2 times, taking an excess piece of twine and wrapping that in the middle, tying it in a knot, and then I'll just hot glue that bow right on top of my ribbon in the middle, and that's it for this DIY. I think this one turned out absolutely adorable. I'm loving these colors for fall. Let me know what colors you guys are using to decorate for fall this year. For this DIY, I picked up this pumpkin cutout, this kind of pumpkin topiary. I got this from Michael's. It was $7.99, I believe, but when they go on sale, it'll be 40% off, so I highly recommend waiting until they are on sale to purchase it. And I'm going to paint the bottom pumpkin in this blue color that I mixed up. I think it's absolutely adorable, and I have a whole little squeezy tube of it, so I've been obsessed with it and painting everything with it lately. And then for the top pumpkin, I'm just going to paint that with 2 coats of my Waverly chalk paint in white. And then for the stem and some kind of more detail work, I'm going to use my Waverly Wax and Antique, and I just kind of drag that down onto the white pumpkin and then add some little curve lines to give some details to my pumpkins. And then I'm going to take a COUTURE transfer. This one came from the Autumn Tiered Tray transfers, and it says Pumpkin Kisses and Harvest Wishes, and I thought this was the perfect size to go on this pumpkin. And I'm just going to use my white chalk paste to put it on using a little squeegee, and then I'm just going to peel that off. And you have a cute little saying. Make sure that you wash it so you can use it again. And then I have this mushroom window cling that came from one of the Dollar Tree ones, and I just added a little bit of Mod Podge to the back, and I'm going to put that on the other side of that pumpkin right next to the saying, and that's it for this one. I think this turned out so cute. I don't know what it is about mushrooms this year, but I think they are absolutely adorable, and I thought this project was so much fun. For this DIY, I'm going to grab 2 of these wooden signs. These actually came from Michael's, and I want to say they were about $1 a piece. I'm going to grab my Hello Autumn scrapbook paper that, again, is currently sold out, but if you want to get on the wait list for it, make sure you go to my website and click on the Hello Autumn kit and click waitlist, and you can sign up to be notified as soon as it's back in stock next week. And I just took one of these papers that came in that pack, and I'm going to use the front side and the back side for this. And I just kind of measured the inside of the signs and cut those down. I'm going to add some Mod Podge to the back of those signs, just a little bit. I'm still kind of getting used to Mod Podge, trying to figure out exactly how it works, how, the ratio of too much and too little, because I don't want my scrapbook paper to wrinkle up. So it's a work in progress. But I just made sure to get all of the corners really well, and then I stuck my paper down inside, and then I am going to use 2 of these window clings. I loved this pack because it had so many fun little sayings on it. And again, I am going to take these on some cardstock paper. As you can see, when you put them on your sign without the cardstock, it kind of blends in there too much. So I add some Mod Podge onto the back and then flip it over onto my cardstock and then wait for that to dry. Once it's dry, I'm going to cut that out, add some more Mod Podge to the back, and then add it to my sign. It's as simple as that. These were so easy to make. The longest time was just waiting for the Mod Podge to dry from the window cling to the cardstock. Other than that, it turned out so cute. I removed the hanger on the tall one just so that there wasn't twine hanging off on the side. But that's it. This is how these turned out. I thought that these were absolutely adorable, and they cost me less than $2 each to make. So this one was really fun. For this DIY, I found these little fall houses at Target Dollar Spot. They were $3 each, and I picked up a bunch of them. I'm going to take some window clings, and I found this one with the little vase and plants, and I thought this one was really cute. So all you got to do is put some Mod Podge on the back of it and put it on the front. It's as simple and easy as that, and these turned out really cute. The next one, I'm going to take this kind of greenish blue color that I have been obsessed with, and these window clings that I love with the pumpkins on them, kind of more of a watercolor, and I thought these were so gorgeous. So again, just adding some Mod Podge to the back, putting it on my house, and that's it. That's all you got to do for these, and these turned out so cute. And then they're double-sided, and you can switch them around if you wanted to, but I thought these were so much fun sitting on my shelf for fall. For this DIY, you are going to take a round sign. I got this one from Target Dollar Spot recently. It was $3, and I loved how thick and chunky it was, and it could stand on its own. I'm going to stain it using my Waverly Wax and Antique, and I just gave it one good coat on the front, wiping it on, and then wiping all the excess off. And then I'm going to take this Leaves Are Falling, Autumn is Calling pumpkin. This one was so pretty as well. Like I said, I'm so impressed with Dollar Tree's window clings this year. I don't know what it is, but they've really stepped up their game on them. I think they're so adorable. And then I'm just going to add some Mod Podge to the back again. Just giving it a nice good coat, and then adding that to the bottom of my circle, smoothing that all out so there are no air bubbles in there. I'm going to take some floral and berries. These berries came from Michael's, and then I also got one large sunflower that also came from Michael's, and I'm just going to glue these down to the top portion of my round, adding 2 picks of those berries on each side, and then one giant sunflower in the middle, and this is how this one turned out. For this DIY, I grabbed this metal bucket that came from Hobby Lobby. It was $7.99, but it was on their clearance sale, so I think it was about 70% off. I grabbed one of these watercolor pumpkin window clings, and I'm adding a little bit of Mod Podge all around it, especially to all the sides so it sticks down nice. You could not glue it down so that you could trade it out if you wanted to later, because this will stick to it just fine. But if you want a more permanent solution, add some Mod Podge to it, put it down, and then fill your bucket with whatever greenery and florals that you want, and it is that easy. It's so fast to do this. I love the yellow color and then the blues for fall and oranges. I just think that this one turned out adorable. For this DIY, I had these glass jars that came from Target Dollar Spot during Christmas time. It was $3, and all I'm going to do is take some window clings and add it to the front. So I had this little leaf. I put this on one, and then I had these, I'm guessing these are like cinnamon sticks, and I'm going to add this to the other one. I filled it with some Dollar Tree small little pumpkins, and I think this is so much fun as a filler piece. You could also wrap some twine around the top of it, add a bow, give it some more detail, but I thought that these were perfect just as the simple pieces that they were. For this DIY, I grabbed two of these signs, the Gather Together and then the Thankful, Grateful, Blessed. They have this front portion that can be taken off, so I just took both of those off. And then I'm going to take some of this graphic paper that came from Hobby Lobby. It's kind of a burlap look to it. And I just traced both of these out on the paper, cut those out, added them to the front using a glue stick. And then this window cling one, I loved these longer signs, so I knew I wanted to find some way to use them. So I'm going to do the same technique where I am going to add Mod Podge to the back and then glue them to a piece of cardstock. I wait for those to dry and then I cut them out. I'm going to hot glue those pieces back to the front of my signs, and then I'll add my window clings to the middle of those inner signs. And I thought these were so much fun. I think that they originally are really pretty, but I also wanted to DIY some as well. And I loved the way that these ones turned out. You could leave them as simple as you wanted them, or you could add some more detail to them, maybe some greenery and flowers and bows. But I think these turn out so much fun, and I just love the sayings on the front. And that's it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know which project was your favorite in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.